On July 28th of 2024, a Saran video was shared among many residents of a town where something quite peculiar had taken place. It happened right outside someone's house at around 7 p.m. Those who live here had, thankfully, caught the event on camera via surveillance footage, but the video itself is just part of the reason why neighbors are concerned. Whatever happened here had sent someone to the hospital. It was immediately after knowing this that residents of this neighborhood became terrified. The following is what was captured. Watch. It was immediately after being knocked out by something that two people, presumably friends or relatives, come over to assist the man. Accompanying them is a dog that, for some reason, heads over to the spot where the object had seemingly flown from. It isn't clear why the dog had gone there first, but viewers think that maybe it was seeing something no one else could. Although quite strange, it's what occurred before that's most baffling. What looks like a flying object appears to strike the man from inside the house. Now, it's worth noting that he's okay, but he did need a couple of stitches afterwards. But strangely, he doesn't recall what happened. This whole incident is a blur to him, as the impact was intense. Not much else is known about this occurrence, except that it took place in Colombia. But like most videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Just what exactly was caught on camera? Reddit user Runs with Scissors posted a video to his account a few months ago, showcasing a piece of home security camera footage that was recorded late at night outside the front of his house. The video begins relatively uneventfully, with everything appearing calm and quiet on what seems to be a completely ordinary night. But before long, something strange happens. Right around here, the gate leading onto the porch can be seen opening by itself before eventually closing again. What's especially interesting is that, according to the uploader, the gate is secured with a latch and isn't supposed to open unless the latch is first released. As if that wasn't strange enough, the swing can later be seen moving on its own, while a series of odd noises can be heard somewhere in the distance. The combination of the gate, the swing, and the unexplained sounds is what has left many viewers wondering exactly what was happening outside the house that night. Of course, there could be a more ordinary explanation behind some of what we're seeing, but if the uploader is correct about the gate requiring the latch to be released first, that detail certainly makes the footage more difficult to explain. Whatever happened here, it's easy to see why the homeowner found the footage unsettling after reviewing it. So, what do you think was captured on the security camera? Was something unseen wandering around the property, or is there another explanation for the strange activity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. A man named Joshua made quite the first impression on TikTok when his very first upload documented a terrifying experience his sister had inside his new home. Josh was still in the middle of moving in when one day his sister found herself alone in the house. Before long, she began hearing strange noises coming from the basement. Just to be safe, she started recording with her phone as she cautiously made her way downstairs. But what happened next sent her running in a panic.
I've been hearing some creepy noises down here for a while, and I'm scared. I wanted to try and record it, because no one's going to believe me. Now, as soon as I record it, nothing happens, okay? Huh? No. You gotta be. What the hell? This isn't funny. This has gotta be a prank. Hello? Oh, thank God. Hello? Guys, this isn't funny. What the? No. Hello? Hello? I'm coming in. Scales. Nothing. Okay, this is getting weird. What? Is that the chair? Oh, God. I'm getting out of this place. What the? Oh, my God.
As she stood alone in the basement, the sound of a door suddenly slamming shut caught her completely off guard. Seconds later, the lights went out. She reached for the light switch, but it no longer worked. Then, as she stared down the pitch-black hallway, a light suddenly spilled out from one of the rooms. Within that glow, a dark shadow appeared to move across the floor, as though someone was standing just out of sight. She carefully went to investigate, but the room was empty. Moments later, a series of 3 distinct knocks came from a nearby room. She followed the sound, only to find that room empty as well. Not even 2 weeks later, Joshua had a downright terrifying experience of his own.
That damn video every single night at the same time this knocking starts. Terrifying the first few days, but now it's just annoying the hell out of us. Yup, I hear ya. A. Nothing. Always nothing. Brand new house too. And now this door's open. To the creepy ass room. God damn it. What the? Oh my God. Oh my God.
After witnessing this creepy ass, I would have been listing the house for sale the very next day. But is this a genuine haunting or just an elaborate hoax? Let me know what you think. Now, this next video. Username Johann Zemmel worked as a security guard in the San Pedro Mall all the way back in 2012. Johanns claims that he and other members of staff, as well as several customers, regularly saw shadow figures and heard disembodied voices. According to him, one of the most haunted locations in the mall is the basement parking lot, which is said to experience more intense paranormal activity than anywhere else in the building. Johanns claims it is so frightening down there, especially at night, that he and most of his fellow security guards try to avoid it at all costs. One night, just as Johanns is getting ready to finish his shift, something appears in the parking lot that sends a chill down his spine. Johanns had been waiting for his coworker to arrive, so he'd been glancing at the CCTV every now and then to check if his coworker's car was pulling into the parking lot. Eventually, he sees the car arrive, and then he sees his coworker, But then, he sees something else. This is what he saw.
Gerardo, fíjate detrás tuyo. Perilla. Mae, usted está sacando el monitor, mae. Dígame algo. ¿Salió algo ahí? Correcto. Aquí salió algo raro. Mae. Y véngate mejor. Todavía.
Set aside the potato quality footage. Two figures can be seen walking through the parking lot. The first is Johann's co-worker, but Johann's has no idea who or what the other one is. Johann's co-worker seems to notice that something is behind him and slowly turns around. But by the time he looks, whatever it was has disappeared. When he arrived at the security office, Johann's told him what he had seen on the CCTV. His co-worker was horrified. He said that he had felt an overwhelming sense of dread wash over him as soon as he stepped out of his car. He and viewers who have seen this footage believe that what was captured by the CCTV was a shadow figure or a ghost, and that's what caused him to feel that way. So maybe the San Pedro Mall really is as haunted as the stories say. Artist Susie Salome says her family lives in a very haunted house in England. The property was built in 1902 and still contains unusual items left behind by former owners. But according to Susie, the strangest object is on the third floor, an old painting left by a previous tenant. She believes it may be the most haunted item in the house and possibly the reason her young niece has been acting so strangely.
What? What I heard? I heard that. I'm not stupid. I'm very smart. I'm the smartest in class. Okay, not really. Do you want this or do I keep it? Okay. I'm tired. I'm hungry. It could get cold. You can't touch cold stuff. But I'm warm.
Susie says her young niece often has long, unsettling conversations with a spirit named Gilbert, who she claims lives inside the painting. So one day, Susie and her brother decide to ask the girl about him.
Yeah, Gilbert's like one of my best friends.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. I think the man that used to live here painted it.
Is Gilbert friendly? Does he speak to you?
Yeah,
What does he say?
because I don't pray.
What she says leaves them disturbed, but things become even stranger when Susie starts looking into the history of the house and finds an old photo, along with information about the people who once lived there.
It is a photo of the house from 1916 and it was built in 1902. This would be the first or one of the first families to live in this house. As you can see, there are 6 people present in the photo. And looking at the English census records, I found that the father would be called John, the mother was called Maud, next to her on the balcony is her daughter Dorothy. The birth of a little boy called Gilbert was also registered here in 1911, so he would be about 5 or 6 in this photo. I'm unsure why he's not with the rest of his family in the photo, what they did to him. I just have an overwhelming feeling that something really terrible happened to him at the hands of his own family. The weirdest part is that this is where the sun painting is situated in the house.
After that, the activity in the house seems to intensify. One day, while Susie is home alone, she hears loud banging coming from upstairs. She grabs her phone and starts recording as she goes to check it out. The banging appears to be coming from the playroom where Gilbert's painting is hanging, but when Susie looks inside, there's no one there. Then, on another night, she finds her niece behaving strangely in the same third-floor room. That detail is odd because Gilbert is said to be connected to an old painting of the sun. Later, after the girl goes to bed, Susie and her brother return to the area she had been picking at, and what they find will make your blood run cold.
Looks like it comes up.
Under the floorboards, they find an old Ouija board marked with a sun image that looks eerily similar to the Gilbert painting. Whether it was coincidence or something guiding the child, Susie is left with far more questions than answers.
You are my sunshine, come on, sunshine.
In the following video, a teenage boy and his family are taking a tour of a new house they had just moved into. The family in this footage hasn't had the chance to check out their new home until now, so naturally, out of excitement, they bring a camera to record this moment. But unbeknownst to them, the special occasion would suddenly turn creepy. It would be at this house they recently called home, where something very strange happens. The following is their footage. Take a look.
Okay. Let me just take this off. Oh, no, I can't take this off. I can't take it off. My thing is stuck. This is stuck.
Oh, he's up the camera.
Where is it?
We could throw a movie in this house, man.
I know, we can. That's the attic?
Good at acting there. You wanna go in there? Let's scream, let's
That's the attic?
Well, you wanna go in there?
I want to see what's...
Out of nowhere, the sound of a screaming child is heard from somewhere inside the house. Realizing that no one else was home except an older relative, they bolt out as fast as possible, knowing that what just happened was not normal. Either a child from outside the house had screamed, or, as viewers believe, something else was captured. Listening closely, the scream seems to have come from inside the house, but strangely, there hadn't been another child inside. If no other kid was present, then who was heard on camera? With no further updates or videos from this family, it remains unknown as to who, or even what, had spooked them. One night, as a woman named Annie was laying in bed, her phone lit up with a motion notification from her outside camera. She curiously pulled up the footage, but what she saw in her yard made her blood run cold. Just beyond the front porch, a bizarre figure suddenly emerged before sprinting across the yard. Moving on all fours, the creature almost appears human, but something about it doesn't look right. Its body is unnaturally thin, with arms and legs that seem far too long for a person. Even more unsettling is the way it moves, crawling with the speed and posture of an animal. But whatever this is, it definitely doesn't look like any animal that I've ever seen. Annie's been left with more questions than answers, and the footage has kept her on edge ever since. At this point, it's hard to say who she needs to call first: a wildlife expert, a priest, or maybe even the SWAT team. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. If you liked this upload and want to see more creepy videos like this in the future, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming uploads. And let me know in the comments which clip you found the most disturbing.